Well, Slasha New Buckaroos, how the heck are you? I have the my Bach from Goat Lab Brewery. It's 7.1%. I haven't had this one yet. They didn't have this on tap at the brewery when I was there, but they did have the 4 pack, so I did pick it up. Oh, that color is a little bit different. Usually it's a deep gold, and this one appears to be more of an amber. That's a very, yeah. Well, let's see what she's got, shall we? Yeah. So I've had a couple of my box lately. This one's a little deeper amber than the others. Most of them are just a very deep golden. This one's more of an amber, but hey, I'm about half colorblind, so what do I know? The nose feels about right. Very malty and very herbal. Yeah, that's nice. Oh, there we go. Anyways, but I digress. Let me grab this real quick, make sure everything's working right. Got a lot going on this evening, I guess. I guess there was another faked assassination attempt. Who knows? I don't know what the hell's going on. We live in a crazy world these days. Some people will go to a lot of lengths to distract from the fact that they're pedophiles, and that's what Trump Nutty has done. I mean, it's bizarre to me that most people, anybody of intelligence has jumped ship, right? Anybody that possesses critical thinking has jumped ship. But you got that 30% that won't let go. They know Trump nuts a pedophile. They know he trafficked children. We know that from the excerpts of the Trump scene files that we've been able to see. The rest they've redacted. The fact remains that if he was innocent, they would have just released the whole damn thing without any redactions at all, if it would have exonerated this coward. But nevertheless, this is where we are. And I think what bothers me about the situation the most is that the fact remains that if the left really wanted Trump gone, he'd be gone. There wouldn't be any failed attempts. We because we're smarter than they are. We'd have figured it out. It probably wouldn't be anything as messy as a shooting. He'd have found a way to poison him or slip something into something. I mean, he'd be gone. So if the left really wanted him to be gone, he'd be gone. But now we're left with another distraction, and you get that 30% that's going to believe it. Because why? Because they're just not very bright. Gabriel, how the heck are you? Anyway, this is the first correspondent dinner he's gone to, and there was an attempt. I mean, really? So here's the problem: is Trump supporters think we're as stupid as they are, so they set these stage things up, thinking we're going to buy it because they're idiots. Of course, there was no attempt. Oh, good Lord, man! Once again, if the left really wanted him gone, he'd be gone already. But that you get that feeble-minded 30%, they're going to believe any nonsense that comes out. Want to blame? Oh, the left did this again. No, the left didn't do that. Because if the left really wanted to be gone, that cowardly child, that cowardly predator would be gone already. I mean, seriously, folks, how can you still protect this guy? There's a lot of evidence out there. How can you still follow this moron? I mean, how stupid are you? Don't answer that. It was. Don't answer that. I know how stupid you are. anyways, I digress. Yeah, don't answer that. I know you're idiots. If you're still following that jackass now, after everything we now know, there's no point you answering the question because I know you're gone. You no longer have the ability of critical thinking. You're following a child predator, a trafficker. Oh, please. Anyways, anyways, I digress. It was the last thing I expected to see today, though. I'm looking at this going, really? Why do they need that distraction of all day? Anyway, dealing with my own shit. I don't care. Dealing with my own stuff. I got other folks posting other kinds of stupid shit. I don't need that. Damn near 61. I just don't care. Oh, dealing with. So we lost our son April 23rd of 2013 to cancer. We couldn't go home right away, so we had to wait. Trying to remember, I think it was the 26th, I guess, we were able to finally come home. I know we stayed in a hotel for a couple days, then we stayed at a friend's house for a day. It's all a blur now. I can't remember the exact date we were finally able to come home. It's a tough time. My wife and I were kind of at two different places at that moment in time. She wanted to get home as soon as possible because for her, that's where the memories were. That's where her son was. I didn't want to go home at all because for me, that's where all the hurt was. Right? I didn't want to step foot in that house, but trying to find a way to make it all work. It's not that either one of us were right or wrong, which is how we were feeling at that moment in time. She didn't want to leave the house, and I didn't want to be there at all anymore. Then there came a time when we had to leave the house, and that was a whole other thing altogether. Erica, here's to you. If you're still watching after everything I just said. But anyways, like I was talking about earlier, grief, grief doesn't run on a straight line, and it works different for everybody. For me, again, I'm not going to try to speak for anybody but myself. For me, I know I lost contact with a lot of folks during that period of time because they didn't know how to deal with me, and I didn't know how to deal with them. Um, because when you lose somebody, we lost our son to cancer, so for me, I'll just speak for myself here, is that person that other people remembered no longer existed either. My son was gone and so was I. But folks that know you don't understand that. They don't understand that that person died along with your loved one. So they still want you to be the same person you were before that. And when you're not that person anymore, they don't know how to deal with you anymore. So I lost contact with a lot of friends and family members, for that matter. Even immediate family, they didn't lose contact with them personally, but a lot of family members just didn't know what to do or say, so they didn't contact me at all. Which, at that moment in time, it hurt deeply because I'm wondering, well, why didn't these family members call me? Why didn't they try to reach out? Um, over time, I came to realize that it wasn't them. They didn't know what to say or what to do. It's not that they were trying to alienate me, although it felt like that. They just didn't know what to say or do. Because again, like I said, you're no longer that person anymore. And that's something I grief a lot of folks don't get is they still want to friends want to make contact with you. They want to talk to you. But then when they do and you don't act like you did before, they don't know what to do anymore. Because again, that person that they remember is now gone. Now, sometimes over time, you're able to reconnect with those folks on a different level, but sometimes not. There's a lot of folks that I never reconnected with. And there are some that I did, but only when I was able to uh, construct when I was able to construct another persona that they could identify with that was necessarily who I was, but wasn't who I became. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, but sometimes you have to just adapt and you become this persona of who you think people thought you were, I guess. And I do that a lot at work too. When once I get behind that bar, I become this person that's not me really. It looks like me, it acts like parts of me, but it's more of a persona of who I am than actually me. And that's how grief works. You find a way to cope, or you don't, right? Again, that's how grief works. You find a way to keep moving forward, or you don't. I hate when folks say, things like, things get better with time. Well, things don't get better with time. You find a way to cope over time, or you don't. But nothing ever gets better. Those platitudes bother the hell out of me. Like God works in mysterious ways, or God doesn't give us more we can handle. Now that shit bothers the hell out of me. I know those phrases give some comfort to some folks, but for me, it just irritated me. And again, it just goes to everybody deals with grief differently. If those phrases help you, by all means, I mean, embrace it. For me, it just frustrated me when people said things like that. It just made me angry. Just made me angrier than I already was, I guess. Let me say it that way. Because why would if there is a just God, why would they do that, right? And then they say things like, well, God works in mysterious ways. Well, that's just saying, well, I don't know what the hell's going on. I want to think there's a good God out there, but I don't know. And neither do you. That's the problem is, yeah, neither does anybody. Nobody knows what the hell is going on. So quit pretending you have an idea. anyways, I digress. So I'm just going to be a little angry this evening. It's kind of where I am at this moment in time. I don't have any issues with folks that believe in a God. I really don't. And I've never referred to myself as an atheist. I don't really believe I am. I just, the, I'm not going to be one of those folks that holds a Bible in one hand and says, this, it's all here, because it's not. The Bible itself is an archaic book written by scared men of the time to control the masses. That's exactly what it is. Now, having said that, I'm not saying there isn't something out there. All I'm saying is I don't know. And that's what you all should be saying too, because nobody knows. It's the folks that are certain that bother me on one side or the other. I'm certain nothing exists. There we go. We're back. Apparently, we're back. We're back. Anyway, You're on it. But yes, big and malty, herbal, noble hops. There you go. Anyways, I'm not going to get any more philosophical this evening. I may come back later. Who knows? Who cares? We don't care, Tom. Anyways, I'm the Beer Whisperer, Beer Evangelist, prolific beer drinker, purveyor of wisdom, all around good guy, sluncha. Ah, cheese biscuits and gravy. Have a good one, guys. Thanks for tuning in.